Hello dear friends, welcome to GATE Academy Global. So before starting today's session, I would like to have the input or the concurrence regarding the quality of video as well as audio. If it is perfect, just write perfect over the live chat and then we are ready to go ahead. Is this perfect? Probably everything is perfect. The agenda behind today's video has been very precise and clear. Very precise and clear. In today's video, we are going to take few number of numericals based on the concept of gamma as well as beta integration. So how many questions we are going to take in today's lecture? That has been the first question. This would be the second question. Third question in the same sequence. Here goes the fourth question. Here comes the fifth question. In the same sequence we are going to take. Total 5 number of questions we are going to take in today's lecture. That's it. That's it. So let me focus over the first question first. First question first. Tell me what would be its best most answer? What would be its best most answer? So let me categorically read the complete problem. The integral of 1 upon root over of 2 pi integration is from minus infinity to plus infinity. E to the power of minus x square divided by 2 dx is equals to. The 4 different options were given. The first option was 1 by 2. The second option was 1 upon root 2. The option C was 1 and similarly option D was infinity. Tell me what would be the best most answer? What would be the best most answer? Anyways, this was an extra problem, this was an extra sentence. So we would reframe this problem taking the consideration of this word. So at least for the sake of solving the first problem, you need not to focus over this sentence at all. You just have to focus over this problem and try to get its best most answer. Try to get its best most answer. And one thing is quite sure, this sort of problem has been repeatedly coming in GATE examination, and specifically you would be dealing with this problem when we go into the probability analysis. Under the probability analysis, normal Gaussian or Bell distribution, there repeatedly we used to take its integration from minus infinity to infinity, and most of the time the function used to be sort of this function, Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem? What would be the best most answer for this given problem? What would be the best most answer for this given problem? So you should not take more than 90 seconds to get the best most answer for this given problem. So the first answer have come from Pranali. She says the answer would be B. Probably it is a wrong answer. Anyone else? Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem? What would be the best most answer for this given problem? What would be the best most answer for this given problem? Tell me. What would be the best most answer for this given problem? That you tell me first. So the Manju Sudha Khan says C. Anyone else apart from Manju and Pranali? May I know which methodology you guys have used? Pranali as well as Manju, I would like to ask from both of you, which methodology you have used for getting the answer for this given integral? For this given integral, you can put it over the live chat. So at least I would be able to read the psychic of you guys, how you are proceeding with the each and individual problem, because your thought process are more important than the getting the perfect answer. Because if your thought process is in right direction, you would be able to get your answer with the minimal amount of time, and that with a great accuracy. That is why I am saying what would be the best most answer. So the C has been the next, sorry, 1 had been the next answer from the Ritik Rastogi. Sir, gamma integration. Gamma integration, no. You should not use the gamma integration once again over here, because once you use the gamma integration, no, again and again you are following a tedious path, and once you are following a tedious path where the method of substitution should also be taken place, such a huge integration is getting involved, somewhere mistake is supposed to take place, and specifically this problem has a problem of a MCQ. If this problem would have been a problem of NAT, most of the student would randomly put any of the answer. Many of the students would get the answer as maybe root 2. Many of the students may get the answer as root over 2 pi. Many of the answer come as in a form of 1 upon root 2. So you can expect in future, if this problem do come in GATE examination in future, definitely problem would be a type of NAT, numerical answer type. Try to understand what would be my methodology and what must be the methodology of you guys. We have already seen the standard most form of the normal distribution. How it used to be? It used to be 1 upon sigma root over of 2 pi. The function which used to have e to the power of minus x minus of mu has been raised to the power of 2 divided by of 2 into of sigma square. And if we take its integration from minus infinity to infinity, to qualify as a perfect PDF, its area under the curve has to be 1. So we have already seen the integration of 1 divided by sigma root over of 2 pi, integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, exponent has been raised to the power of x minus of mu to the power of 2 divided by of 2 sigma square, 2 sigma square dx is equals to of 1, irrespective of the value of sigma, irrespective of the value of mu. This thing must be clear to all. Yes, this thing must be clear to all of maths. So now what we are going to do, we are just going to compare their values. Once we are able to compare their value, no, definitely we can get the answer in the most super fast manner. Most super fast manner. Tell me what would be the answer now. My dear friends, it has already been said, if you are keeping mu is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you take the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, mu is not going to do any of the change over here. So either you keep mu is equals to 1, 2, 3, everything remains very same. Everything remains very same. So you can forget about this mu. Almost the structure had been same. Almost the structure had been same. And once you'll focus over the denominator side towards this term as well as the denominator side towards this term, you could have figured it out one thing. You could have figured it out one thing. What it is? The value of sigma here, it was 1, 1, and here also the value of sigma was 1. The value of sigma was 1. So if you put the value of mu as 0 and sigma as 1, what I am saying, if you put mu as 0 and sigma as 1, which we also call it is standard normal distribution, the given form of the PDF or the normal distribution changes in the form of 1 upon root over of 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e to the power of minus x square divided by of 2 dx. Still the answer would be 1. Still the answer would be 1. Could you understand what I am saying? So what this integration talks about? It talks about the value of mu can be anything, the value of sigma can be anything, but still once you perform its integration, no, the result would be always 1. So whenever you have certain sort of problem, no, try to correlate whether by keeping extreme values of or whether by keeping the exact values of mu as well as sigma, whether we are able to change this standard form of the PDF into the given problem or not. Yes, it has been changed perfectly. What has been the change over here? The value of sigma has been taken as mu and 1, and similarly the value of mu has been taken as 0, and once you do so, this perfect form of the integral has been changed to the given form of the problem. And you would be getting the answer out of it. Agreed? Agreed. So I would like to ask from each one of you whether this was an easier method to deal with this problem or not, because probably 4 to 5 number of answers which has been appeared over the live chat, among them almost 2 or 3 answers have been the different answers. So always I would say, have this thing in your mind, it has been a valid PDF and you had to remember this valid PDF, because in future you had to deal with the normal or the Gaussian distribution, and try to understand one thing, irrespective of the value of mu as well as sigma, this result would always be 1. So try to feed a certain values of sigma and mu such that the given PDF or the standard PDF would become the standard form of your problem itself, and end of the day you are getting answer is 1. End of the day you are getting answer is 1. So how many kinds of the answer we have found so far? Pranali says B, which was obviously a wrong answer. Manju Sudha Khan says C, obviously the answer is coming 1 only. Ritik also says 1, that's perfect. Manju, that is why the mistake was made by you, because you use the complete gamma integration, because in gamma integration hell amount of effort is required, and in between during calculation definitely you would do certain mistake in between. And similarly the Pranali also says yes sir. Did you understand about this? So let me do one thing, let me design a problem for you guys. Yes. Let me take the next question. The problem had been the integration integration again has been taken place from minus infinity to infinity, and here we had 2 root 2 pi, exponent has been raised to the power of x minus of 2 which has been raised to the power of 2, and towards denominator side we had, sir please send all lecture playlist link our description. We'll see that. Anyways, already all of the previous videos which we have taken in form of live, we are putting the complete description over its title as well as thumbnail. So precisely you would be able to locate in which particular video, which particular topic or the lecture has been talked in. Take. So till this point each and everything must be clear to all of us. And here towards denominator side we had 8, and here the integration has been taken place over the x-axis. Tell me what would be the worth for this given problem. That is what I am saying. No, in future they can frame this sort of problem just to make you in problem, because the student who would follow the complete gamma integration, definitely they would do certain mistake during its complete calculation. Tell me what would be the answer for this given problem. I would like to have the answer from each one of you. What would be the answer for this given problem? What would be the answer for this given problem? I would like to have this input from each one of you. What would be the answer for this given problem? See, whenever you have this sort of problem, this minus of 2 plus of 2, it's not going to make any sense, because it has been the worth of mu. It's not going to have any impact at all. Just focus over this term. What it used to be? It used to be 2 times of sigma square. The worth had been 8. The 8 is going to get divided with 2. The worth of sigma has been found to be 2. Now check it out, the amplitude of this function. Here I used to have 1 divided by of sigma root over of 2 pi. That means it has been a very perfect form of the Gaussian distribution whose result would always be 1. Agreed, no? Agreed? In the same sequence, let me design another problem. This has been the first question. Let me take another problem. The integration has again been made from minus infinity to plus infinity, x to the power of minus x plus of 5 which has been raised to the power of 2, and here it became 32 dx. Tell me what would be the worth of it. For the time being, you can also do the multiplication of 1 upon root 2 pi towards left hand side. Tell me what would be its worth. I would like to have the input from each one of you, and again with the help of comparison you must be able to get its answer without doing the complete process which we follow during the gamma integration. Tell me what would be the best most answer over here. I would like to have the input from each one of you, and you can expect this sort of problem in near future in any sort of gate examination. Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem. Again, you need not to focus over mu at all. What had been the worth of mu? The worth of mu had been minus of 5, which is not going to have any impact over the complete integration. That is the first thing. Then focus over the denominator. The denominator is equals to of 2 times of sigma square, which has been 32. 32 is going to get divided with 2, that would be 16, and that square of the sigma has gone towards right hand side, it became square root. The worth of sigma has been found to be plus 4. Agreed? So obviously I expect there must have been what? 1 upon sigma root over of 2 pi for making this value 1. So what I am saying, in future if the problem would have been 1 upon 4 root over of 2 pi, the complete component has been as it is, the result would have been 1. But this has been the additional value. And if you are putting an additional value just to balance the division of 4 you had to multiply with 4 obviously, and that process would take place towards left hand side as well as right hand side. So the answer which you are supposed to get after doing the calculation is gonna be 4. Could you understand what I am saying? So in future even the problem can be framed where we have not been dealing with the standard Gaussian distribution. Still we can connect with the standard form of the Gaussian distribution. We can correlate how the sigma could have been compensated. You can see, no, if the value would have been 4 over here, definitely the result would have been 1. But as you are dividing 4 towards denominator side, you have to multiply 4 just to compensate it. May I know what had been the worth of it? The worth had been 1 and now it's going to get multiplied with 4. So the result is simply going to be 4. The result is simply going to be 4. No, the answer won't be 1 by 4, it would be simply 4. It would be simply 4. Nishant, is that part clear to you? As per the Nissan, the answer he is going to get is going to be 1 upon 4. Probably this is not the correct answer. The correct answer is simply going to be 4. Simply going to be 4. Agreed. In the same sequence, let me move forward. And now the next kind of the problem is coming in front of you. See what it has. Let's take the integration has been taken place from 2 to infinity. From where to where? 2 to infinity. It has been e to the power of x minus of 2, which has been raised to the power of 2. Here it goes, let's take, it has been taken as 2 itself, dx 1 divided by of root over of 2 pi. Tell me what would be the worth for this given problem? What would be the worth for this given problem? What would be the worth for this given problem? What would be the worth for this given problem? I would like to have this input from each one of you. Agreed, no? So just wanted to know, Nishant, which one would be the correct answer? The 4 would be the correct answer, 1 upon 4 would be correct answer. Obviously 4 is going to be correct answer because this worth is already been known to be 1 and now you have to multiply with 4. Anyways, this have become your next question. See what is happening over here. What has been happening over here? Just try to understand in this way. If you do the method of substitution, if you have taken x minus 2 is equals to of t itself. So what are the changes you would be expecting? Instead the x minus of 2 which has been raised to the power of 2, it would simply become minus of t to the power of 2 divided by of 2. Instead the dx would change to dt, because once you will take differentiation both on the side, the dx would get changed to the dt. And once you feed x is equals to of 2, t becomes 0. Once you feed x is equals to of infinity, t becomes infinity, and there would not be change towards left hand side. So obviously the new problem which have come in your hand had been 1 upon root over of 2 pi integration from 0 to infinity e to the power of minus t square divided by 2 dt. My dear friends, so far we were discussing or we were dealing with the normal distribution where the integration was taken place from minus infinity to plus infinity, but here the integration has been taken place from 0 to infinity, and being an even function, whatever the area would be conceded from minus infinity to 0, the same area is going to get conceded from 0 to infinity. So one thing is quite sure, you can do one thing. You could have changed this problem to 1 divided by of root 2 pi, whatever the area would be conceded from minus infinity to infinity, no, that would be just double of the area which would be conceded from 0 to infinity, So what I did, I took half over here and I changed its limit from minus infinity to plus infinity once again. And once you'll focus or once you'll compare with the standard form of the normal distribution, instead the x, now the variable have been t, and that we can do at any moment of time. That has been the first important property which is followed by the definite integral, Obviously everything is in line, The worth of new value of mu has been 0. And once you'll compare its denominator has been 2 times of sigma square, and here it had been 2. 2 and 2 is going to go out, the worth of sigma had been 1. And once you'll see, obviously 1 upon root over of 2 pi, the multiplication which takes place over here used to be sigma, and the worth of the sigma had been 1. So end of the day, the result what is going to have, or which is going to come in our hand, is simply going to be half times of 1. The result would be half. The result would be half. Could you understood? Each one of you, could you really understood what exactly I wanted to communicate over here? So probably this must be clear to all of us. This must be clear to all of us. In the same sequence, let me take the next question. Let me take the next question. Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem. What would be the best most answer for this given problem? The integration had been from minus infinity to 0 of e which has been raised to the power of minus x square divided by 20 dx. E which has been raised to the power of minus x square divided by 20 dx. Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem. My dear friends, the student who have a little bit idea about the normal distribution, one thing is being quite sure, the e to the power of minus x square divided by 20 is a type of even function and its worth would always be positive. So rather taking its limit from minus infinity to infinity, you could have taken its limit from 0 to infinity also. Or you could have done into the better way, you could have taken the integration from minus infinity to infinity. Obviously, as you have been interested finding its area either of the side, here I was interested towards left hand side, so what you can do, you can take half over here and here goes e to the power of minus x square divided by 20 dx. Agreed, no? Agreed? Could you understand what exactly I wanted to communicate over here? Now the same process has to get followed. Anyways, I am not concerned about the mu and all. No, I am not at all concerned about mu and all. I would just be focusing over its denominator part. The denominator part used to be 2 times of sigma square, which had been 20. 2 has been shifted towards right hand side. The worth of sigma which had come in our hand is going to be root over of 10. Root over of 10. Anyways, keep 1 by 2 outside. If you wanted to keep this value as 1, no. If you wanted to keep this value as 1, you should add 1 upon root over of 2 pi into sigma. That would have been root over of 2 pi into sigma. Sigma is also been 10. So it would have been 1 upon root over of 20 pi, the integration from minus infinity to infinity, e to the power of minus x square into 20 dx. And this worth would have been 1. This worth would have been 1. But additionally, we brought root over of 25 towards denominator side, that has to get adjusted by multiplying it. Could you understand what I am saying? By multiplying it. May I know what would be the worth of this? The worth of this is simply going to be 1. The worth of this is simply going to be 1. And as the worth of this is simply going to be 1, end of the day, what we are going to do over here? It's going to be root over of 20 pi. The 2 could have been taken as root over of 4. That 4 could have been taken inside the root over. And once you do this calculation, the worth which we are going to get is going to be root over of 5 pi. Root over of 5 pi. So let me explain the complete process which we have been following once again. Whenever you have the integration which has been relevant to the normal or the Gaussian distribution, what I would suggest, try to correlate with the standard form of the normal or the Gaussian distribution. And try to understand what was the area under the curve. The area under the curve was 1. So that is why I try to feed all of the component into the standard form. Here I used to have 1 upon sigma root over of 2 pi. That is why deliberately I brought that function over here. And here the integration takes place from minus infinity to plus infinity of e to the power of minus x within bracket minus mu to the power of 2 divided by of 2 sigma square. 2 sigma square. Yes, no? So the best most answer what we are supposed to get after doing this problem had been B. Yes, the answer had been B. Answer had been B. So the next question would be the question for you guys. Tell me what would be the best most answer for this given problem. I need the answer from each one of you. I need the answer from each one of you. And probably the same kind of the problem has already been taken earlier. The problem had been the value of integral I is equals to 1 upon root over of 2 pi. where the integration goes from 0 to infinity, exponent which has been raised to the minus of x square divided by 8 dx. What would be the worth of this given problem? What would be the worth of this given problem? Just focus over the function first, and also keep one thing in your mind, and that is nothing but its limit also, because the limit has not been from minus infinity to infinity, where the standard form of the PDF produces the area under the curve as 1. Area under the curve as 1. See what had happened over here. I am not focusing over the mu and all, just focus over the denominator which had the worth is equals to of 2 sigma square. Here it had been 8. Once the 2 gets shifted towards right hand side, the sigma square had been 8 divided by 4, that is simply 4. So the worth of sigma which had come in our hand is simply gonna be 2. It's simply gonna be 2. So as far as the standard PDF is being concerned, it must have been 1 divided by of sigma, that has been 2 root over of 2 pi, and here the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, exponent which has been raised to the power of minus x square divided by of 8 dx would have been 1. Would have been 1. Agreed? Till this point I don't find any of the student would have any sort of doubt. So deliberately, by just judging this factor, I reintroduced the standard form of the PDF itself. I had the value of sigma, only and only magnitude part has been compensated, which becomes 1 divided by sigma root over of 2 pi, and the integration has been taken place from minus infinity to infinity. If you have this thing in your hand, now the calculation of this becomes very easy. See what are the changes has been taken place. What are the changes has been taken place? Rather taking the integration from minus infinity to plus infinity, here the integration is being taken place from 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity. Agreed? 0 to infinity. So what's the change you would be having? Earlier you had the integral value as 1, now it would just become half. Now it would just become half. Yes. Here we had the presence of 2, but here the 2 is being absent. What does that mean of it? That means whatever the worth you are getting after doing this complete calculation, the 2 has to get multiplied. So the result which is going to come in our hand is simply going to be 1. Which is going to come in our hand is simply going to be 1. Yes, the answer would be 1. Answer would be 1. So I would like to ask from each of the student, which method you are finding more easy? The method of the complete gamma integration or method of comparison? Method of comparison. So I wanted to have the input from each one of you, which method you are finding more comfortable. Definitely if you take 3 to 4 number of numericals, and if you solve by yourself, end of the day, the comparison method would be the easiest method to get its answer. Agreed? So till this point, I don't find any of the student would have any sort of doubt now. Any sort of doubt now. Agreed? So in the same sequence, let me go forward with the next question. With the next question. This has been the next question, and you had to get its best most answer. You had to get its best most answer. If a is a constant, then the value of the integral a square, where the integration has been from 0 to infinity x times of e to the power of minus ax, e to the power of minus ax. Again, it has been a problem of gamma integration. Only one change has to be introduced over here. Instead the a of x, the t has to be placed in. In that case, it becomes a strict form of a gamma integration. So only few changes we are going to introduce over here, and end of the day we would get its perfect most answer. Tell me, what would be the perfect most answer for this given problem? See here what the question had been. It had been a square, where the integration of x e to the power of minus ax has been taken place from 0 to infinity. As far as the limit is being concerned, I do not have any problem with its limit, because in case of gamma integration, still we used to have the limit from 0 to infinity. The a square had been the constant, so whatever the worth we get at last, we can multiply with the a square. So the a square has also been not a problem at all, but the problem had been a of x, because instead the minus of a of x, it should have been e to the power of minus x. So what we are going to do over here? The a of x has been taken as t. Once we take a of x as t, the limits are supposed to get changed. Once you feed x is equals to 0, the value of t becomes 0. That means As far as the lower limit of t is being concerned, it has been very same as the lower limit of x. And similarly, once you feed x is equals to of infinity, the t becomes plus infinity, provided I have assumed the value of a had been plus. Yes. So here the t goes from 0 to a. T goes from 0 to a. That is also okay, sir. No issue. No issue. A square would remain as it is. Instead, the t divided by of a can be fed in. E to the power of minus ax, instead the ax, t could have been fed in. T could have been fed in. Let me discuss a bit about the differential form. A has been a constant. Once you take a differentiation towards left hand side, it would remain a, and here it becomes a dx is equals to dt. A dx is equals to dt. So end of the day, the dx has to be fed as dt divided by of a. Dt divided by of a. Anyways, the a and a, they have been constant, can be brought at any time outside. Obviously, a square and a square is going to go out. A square and a square is going to go out. That is fine, sir. No issue. Now the integration has been taken place from 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity, and here the function which we had been t into e to the power of minus t dt, which is a perfect form of the integration in form of gamma. How do we do the value integration of it? E to the power of minus x, x to the power of n minus of 1, integration from 0 to infinity, dx used to be gamma of n. So n minus of 1, or I can say n minus of 1 has to get compared with 1. So the result what we get out of it, it's going to be gamma of 2, and gamma of 2 is equals to 1 factorial. The result what we are supposed to get is 1. So the best most answer which we are getting for this problem had been 1. This problem had been 1. Agreed, no? So you can have this sort of problem at any moment of time in your GATE examination. Most of the time in GATE examination, they do not ask very heavy question. They would just reshuffle few of the datas. They would just reshuffle, or they will just multiply few of the additional constant, and still they would try to keep the problem as simple as this. As simple as this. Agreed? In the same sequence, let me move forward. Let me move forward. Here goes the next question. Here goes the next question. And this would be the last question of the day. This would be the last question of the day. Tell me what would be the best most answer and how you can smash this problem out. How you can smash this problem out. Yes, this problem has to get smashed using the method of beta integration. But how we will apply the method of substitution, and how after doing the substitution we would be able to change this problem into the beta integration, that is the effort which is required in this problem. That is required in this problem. See, my dear friend, one thing is quite sure. May I know what it is, sir? Until and unless the limit is not from 0 to pi by 2, no, we can't touch this problem at all, at least with the help of beta integration. So, changing this form of the problem into the beta integration, definitely the limit pi by 6 would have been changed to pi by 2. How we can do so? We can take another variable t, which has been 3 times of theta, even which is also required towards the cos as well as sine. Towards the cos as well as sine. Should I be putting t is equals to 3 theta? Should I be putting t is equals to of 6 theta? If I put t is equals to 6 theta, unnecessarily it becomes pi, and definitely I would not be able to treat if it becomes pi. So what I am going to do over here, I have kept t is equals to of 3 times of theta. 3 times of theta. Once we do so, what are the changes you expect? Once you feed theta is equals to 0, the value of t would become 0, and once you feed theta is equals to pi by 6, it becomes pi by 2. At least in terms of their limits, now you are more than happy. More than happy. Now what is happening over here? Cos of 3 theta has become t. Similarly, sine cube 6 theta could have been written as 2t. 2t dx it has been, no? D theta it has been. D theta it has been. And if we'll take differential values both on the side, the dt would be equals to of 3 times of d theta. Dt would be equals to of 3 times of d theta. So the worth of d theta in terms of dt is going to be dt divided by of 3. Dt divided by of 3. So what we are going to do over here, let me rub this out. Here it becomes dt, and that 3 can be taken outside. 3 can be taken outside. Yes, yes, no, still few more changes are required. I want the each and individual trigonometric ratios in a form of cos to the power of 2m minus of 1 and similarly sine to the power of 2n minus of 1. You can see over here the factor of angle which were involved over here, it has been t, and here it has been 2t. So what you are going to do over here, you are going to use the trigonometric identity sine of 2t is equals to of 2 sine t into cos of t. So what is happening over here? The 2, how many times the 2 would be involved? That would be involved 3 times. And here it becomes sine to the power of 3t, and similarly cos, how many times the cos would get generated? Obviously 3 times. So cos to the power of 3t into cos to the power of 4t, here it would become cos to the power of 7t dt, and the integration has been taken place from 0 to pi by 2. Could you really understood what exactly I wanted to say over here? Could you understand what exactly I wanted to say over here? So first, at very beginning, I wanted to change the limit into the standard form of the beta integration. Deliberately, I kept 3 theta is equals to of t. That means 3 is going to get multiplied. The result had become 0 to pi by 2. Few changes would be experienced towards the function also. Instead, the d theta dt divided by 3 has to be fed in. 1 upon 3 have brought out. And now the function which had come in our hand had been cos to the power of 4t sine to the power of 3 2t. Nobody should apply the beta integration is still here because it has been t, here it has been 2t. If here it has been x, it has to be x over here. Here it is inside theta, it has to be theta over here. So obviously the next trigonometric identity has been used over here. Sine of 2t has been 2 times of sine t into cos t, and which would be raised to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3 have gone over here. Sine to the power of 3 theta have gone over here. Cos to the power of 3 theta into cos to the power of 4 theta had been cos to the power of 7 theta. Cos to the power of 7 theta. Agreed? No? End of the day, the result what we are supposed to get is out of it. 2 to the power of 3, that has been 8. And towards denominator side we have 3. And if we'll focus over their powers are going to be 2m minus of 1 and 2n minus of 1. So if you find the value of m, the 3 would get added with 1, that would become 4. 4 divided by 2, that would become 2. So here the worth of m had been 2. And similarly, if you will find the worth of n, 7 gets added with 1, that would become 8. 8 divided by of 2, that would become 4 over here. That would become 4 over here. 8 divided by of 3 would remain as it is. 8 divided by of 3 would remain as it is. And here you could have seen the 2 do also come towards the denominator side. 2 do also come towards the denominator side. So you can do one thing. You can keep as it is 1 by 2. The beta of 2 comma 4 could have been written as gamma of 2 into gamma of 4 divided by of gamma of 6. Gamma of 6. Agreed? So here it's going to be, see what is happening over here. 8 divided by of 3 into 1 divided by of 2 remained as it is. Gamma of 2 could have been written as 1 factorial, that's fine, sir. Gamma of 4 could have been written as 3 factorial, that's also okay, sir. Gamma of 6 could have been written as 5 factorial. 5 factorial. 5 factorial. So let me conclude the result out of this. Here it had been 8 into 1 into, here it's going to be 2 into 3. Here it's going to be 3 into 2 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Yes. So what is happening over here? 3 into 2 is going to go out. And here 4 into 2, that becomes 8. 8 and 8 is going to go out. And towards the denominator side, you are going to have 5 into 3, and that is nothing but 1 divided by 15. 1 divided by 15. Could you understand? So this sort of problem can be framed at any moment of point. This sort of problem can be framed at any moment of point, and you can expect this problem in near future. You can expect this problem in near future. Agreed, no? So the best most answer what we are supposed to get for this problem had been 1 upon 15. Had been 1 upon 15. Okay. So Pranali had the answer as B. That's perfectly well. Nishant also had the answer B. The Sagar Jadhav also says B. Yes, sir, understood, no? That is what the intention behind this problem. That is what the intention behind this problem. So let me change this problem a bit. Let me change this problem a bit, and we would try to reinvent that problem. Reinvent that problem. How we can do that? Let me go into the working board. Let me go into the working board, and here I have changed this problem from 0 to let's take pi by 4. Now I am designing by myself. Limit and angle of sine are to twist. Okay. We'll see that. The integration has been from 0 to pi by 4. Still, I wanted to frame a problem which could be compensated, which could be solved using the beta integration. So obviously, what would be my next agenda? My next agenda would be keeping cos to the power of let's take 99999 2t, and here it has been sine of 4t, let's take the power has been 13 dt. Find the answer in form of factorial. You need not to get the bestmost answer, you need not to get the answer in a form of decimal values. Find the answer in terms of factorial. Tell me what would be the worth over here. The same thing has to be followed over here. May I know what would be the procedure which I am going to follow over here? 2t would be taken as another variable. Let's take it has been x over here. So if we'll talk about its limit compensation, once the t would be fed as 0, the value of x would become 0. Once the t would be fed as a pi by 4, definitely it would become pi by 2. Along with this, cos of 2t would be written as cos of x, which has been raised to the power of 9. And in the same sense, here it's gonna be sine of 13 and 4 would become 2 times of x. If we'll take derivative both on the side, so simply it becomes 2 times of dt is equals to of dx. 2 times of dt is equals to of dx. So easily instead the dt, dx divided by of 2 would have been fed in. So obviously it has been in the place of 2m minus 1, it has been in the place of 2n minus 1, 2m minus 1 and 2n minus 1. Yes, and that is why deliberately I have taken their powers as odd numbers such that the calculation would be a bit easy. Half would remain as it is. What would be the worth of its integration? Minus 1 would get shifted towards left hand side, would become 10, 10 would get divided with 2, obviously worth would be 5. 13 gets added with 1, that's gonna be what? 14 divided by 2, that would be 7 divided by of 2. If you want, you can write the answer in this form also, because I know the student who have been following me since very beginning, they know how to calculate the beta of 5, 7. That would be the bestmost answer. Tell me which new topic I should start from tomorrow onwards. So the 3 number of people have been following me since very beginning, and probably the name had been Pranali, Nishant, Sudha Khan. So they were the people, they have been following me in regular basis. Tell me which topic I should start from tomorrow onwards. Tell me. So I'll have the fair idea which topic has to be taken in. Sir, sine 2 needed to be expanded. Yeah, definitely it is. Probability, sir. So the answer have started coming in a form of probability. Let me give a thought on it. And if everything is fine, no, I may start with the probability itself. Okay, let me work out which topic is suitable for you guys. Definitely I would start from probability in that case. Okay then, this is all about the today's video. The 4 number of input have come for the same topic, and that has been the probability. I'll have a think of it, and then we would go ahead with the probability itself. Anyways, we would meet with the same time precisely at 9 PM, for the EMFT precisely at 6:30, and for the live class precisely at 9:30. So I am going to have the 3 classes, 2 on YouTube and third is on our live app. The class span of the EMFT would be 9:30 to 1:30 over the live app. The class for the EMFT over our GATE Academy 2.0 would be in between 6:30 to 7:30, and the timing for engineering mathematics on our GATE Academy Global would be precisely in between 9 to 10. 6:30 to 7:30, 9 to 10, and then 10:30 to 1:30. Okay then, bye-bye, take care, good night.